Chafetz Chaim Alav Shalom. It says about one of the famous stories in Tanakh, David HaMelech. He was running away from Shaul HaMelech. He got to the city of Nov, and he was starved and exhausted. He was about to collapse. Achimelech, the head of the Kohanim in the city of Nov, they were unaware that King David was escaping from Shaul, so they fed him, they restored him back to his full health, and later when Shaul HaMelech arrived to Nov, he demanded the people, and he said, who gave food to David HaMelech? Who helped David HaMelech? And the people did not respond, because they didn't want to, if they knew because they knew that if they revealed who helped him, Achimelech would be in big danger. So therefore, nonetheless, nobody said Lashon Hara. Nobody helped. Nobody said who helped David HaMelech. But we know one big Rasha came. His name was Doeg Aidomi. He was a big rabbi. He was a very, very religious man. Nonetheless, he fell in the test of Lashon Hara, speaking bad gui about somebody else, and he was the enemy of David HaMelech. He hated David HaMelech. What did he do? He told Shaul, I know who helped King David, and he told him Lashon Hara. Ended up being, Shaul HaMelech got so mad, he ended up doing what? He ordered to kill the whole city of Nov, men, women, children, city of Kohanim. Whole city of Kohanim, all because of one Lashon Hara, the way Domin said about the city of Nov. So therefore you see, the terrible consequences of speaking Lashon Hara. But this is not just Lashon Hara. This is a different version. It's called Rechilut. Rechilut is when you go to somebody, you say, hey, you heard what so-and-so said? Yeah, they're talking about you, man. What do you think? Oh. And therefore, you cause animosity between Jewish people by spreading what so-and-so said about so-and-so. Lashon Hara is when you say, oh, Shlomo did XYZ. Rechilut is when you say, hey, you know this guy? Yeah, he just said you're a cheapo. He just said you're a loser. You're going to let that happen? So then you go and you make beef between people. That's called rechilut. You're like a peddler who goes from place to place, bringing nonsense tchotchkes to everybody. So he's peddling what? He's peddling Lashon Hara. He's peddling what people said. So therefore, a person has to make sure never to be that guy. Don't be that guy. You don't know which people can Chas v'Shalom die. Their parnasaka, they could lose their parnasaka. They lose their name. They could lose their rep. All based on what you say about other people. You could kill a person like this, but just by saying Lashon Hara. So therefore, the person needs to be very, very careful. Shlomo HaMelech said in Mishlei, chapter 6, he says, Shesh hena saneh Hashem. 6 people Hashem despises. Number 1, big shot. The guy who holds himself very haughty, ga'ava. His nose, nas naverch, right? His nose is up. Number 2, a liar. Number 3, a murderer. Number 4, a person who constantly doesn't control his thoughts, has wicked thoughts, who contemplates doing wicked things. Number 5, a person who runs to do averot, who runs to do harm. And number 6, a false witness. However, Shlomo HaMelech says, V'sheva to'avat nafsho. But the 7th person, Hashem hates the most. He despises the most. And who is that? Meshalech medanim ben achim. Is the person who spreads hatred between brothers, a person who causes hatred between friends, between 2 Jews. A 3rd person says, oh, you heard what so-and-so said about you? Such a person, Sheva to'avat nafsho. Hashem says, this 7th guy, he is to'avat nafsho. To'ava is abomination of the soul. I can't stand such a person. How can you do such a thing? Obviously, a person could do teshuvah, but if you continue to think it's okay to do that, you should know that it's not going to sit well with the Kadosh Baruch Hu. A person can bring upon himself a lot of damage if he doesn't do teshuvah from this. So therefore, a person should never say about anybody else something that so-and-so said, because it will cause the destruction and fighting between the Am Yisrael. We know the 12 stones of the Choshen, the breastplate of the Kohen Gadol, represent the 12 Shvatim, the 12 tribes. And we know that Binyamin stone, each one was a different type of stone. The Binyamin stone was called Yeshpeh. Yeshpeh, the Mefarshim explain that in this stone represents Binyamin's character trait, that at the time of Mechirat Yosef, he showed one of his great midot. What was his great midot? One of his great midot is that he could have said afterwards, they could have talked about to his father, they could have told his father that the brothers sold Yosef. According to many commentaries, the father, Yaakov, never found out that they sold Yosef. Nobody ever told. Yosef didn't say, even Binyamin heard about it afterwards, didn't tell their father, and because Binyamin didn't say anything, and for 22 years, he didn't mention one word to his father, so therefore that's why it's called Yeshpeh. Yeshpeh means that he held his mouth, peh. He held his mouth from saying lashon hara about his brothers. If so, then the Farshim ask, it should be called enpe. En means no. Enpe. Why say yeshpe? Yesh means there is. En means there isn't. It should be called enpe. There is no mouth. He didn't use his mouth. So the Farshim say that it comes to teach us. Then when is it considered a great midah of holding yourself? When yeshpe, you have something to say. You have what to say, and you hold yourself. And you say, no, I'm not going to say. That's when you're zocher to have a stone like Binyamin, to be on the Choshen, and you see, it's not his Torah learning. It's not his prayers. It's not his sterling character and something he prided himself. Obviously he prayed. Obviously he learned. His sterling character was, I pride myself. I have a lot of dirt to say about a lot of people, and you know what? I hold myself. I hold myself back, and Hashem gives you a spot on the breastplate of the Kohen Gadol, and all the Jewish people will get prophecy. The letters used to light up on the Choshen Mishpat in order to teach us what is Hashem's will, in order to teach us what Hashem's directive is. And the person has to know the epitome of speech is when not I have what to say. Sometimes it's I have what to